Alright, this event took place inside the San Diego District Attorney's office on February 20th, 2013, as you can clearly see. This audio file was started in a bathroom. After I got done talking to two San Diego Sheriff's officers, I went into the bathroom and started a new audio file. Okay? Now, you can clearly see that the... Hold on. Dang it. How did it get stuck on there? Okay, you can clearly see that it's the second month, 20th date, day, 13 year. It's a little bit over a 25-minute audio file. It started at 11:30 a.m. in a bathroom inside the Hall of Justice. I then walked to the walked through this thing, I don't know what you want to call it, a breezeway or something, to the San Diego District Attorney's office to talk to Bonnie Damascus, to inform her and to attempt to leave with her some information pertaining to me being brutally assaulted on an MTS bus on October 10th, 2011, okay, and that MTS sent me an altered video of that assault, okay, and I was also planning on explaining to her that the San Diego police officers that were supposed to be investigating the assault were notified by me on several occasions that the MTS video MTS sent me was altered, okay. And then I told the person they ended up bringing out, I told him all of that, and I told them that the San Diego police would not investigate it. I want you to listen to how they talk to me, or how this guy talks to me once he comes out. Okay? He literally implies that hang on. This individual they bring out literally implies that I'm mentally ill and that I should go seek mental health help. Okay, now I want you to listen very close to how he treats me. Okay, and then I'm going to make some cooperating statements to prove to you that this MTS assault video is altered. Hi. I was told I could come to this floor to see the district attorney.
To see the district attorney?
Yes.
What is your first and last name?
My first name is L-E-S-L-I-E.
L-I-E?
L-E-S-L-I-E. And my last name is Williams.
And what is it regarding this?
It's regarding an email and a complaint I'd like to make.
So an email and a complaint?
Email and two complaints, actually. Because the email was a complaint.
Okay. Go ahead and have a seat now. I'll contact somebody about it.
Thanks. Actually, I'm actually hoping to see a Bonnie Damascus or...
Damascus?
Yeah, I have a hard time pronouncing her name.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and try to contact the secretary.
Thank you. a person at the district attorney's office?
Am I what?
Are you affiliated with this office?
Yes, I am.
Okay, can you have a seat? Because I need to talk to somebody, actually. I have some details concerning why I'm here.
Okay.
And I was hoping to speak with Bonnie, because I'm going to get into my backpack here. I sent her an email. My name is Leslie Williams. And I sent her an email about 2 weeks ago concerning a number of things, actually. And concerning a specific type of crime that I'm experiencing as a result.
I'll be honest with you, Bonnie is not going to meet with people for something like this.
Good. I was reading that, and it says right there that
doesn't say that she's going to meet personally with you.
That's okay. Is that why you're here?
That's why I'm here.
So that's why I'm talking to you.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I'm experiencing a specific type of crime. Me being a California resident, I think that I would imagine that means that specific California laws should be the laws that exist that are supposed to protect citizens from stalking, harassment, retaliation, conspiracy under the color of authority, felony assault, and then the obstruction of justice when it comes to altering evidence should be crimes I would think that the San Diego District Attorney's Office would be interested in. Now, I sent her an email last week concerning me being assaulted on an MTS bus, and then MTS turned around and sent me an altered video of the assault. The video is clearly altered. Anybody that can take one look at it can see that it's altered. And then the San Diego police, what they turned around and did was they attempted to imply that I was delusional for a factual reality concerning the integrity of the evidence, would not investigate the crime of the assault or the fact that the video is altered, and then said that they were going to forward that assault to this office. I have never gotten one thing in the mail from anybody concerning this factual reality. So the email that I sent to Bonnie Damascus, I'm kind of new at entering government offices, knowing what they're actually all about. But showing somebody a video of a person being assaulted and then realizing the actual video in itself, I mean, you could be looking at it right now and you could see that it's altered, okay? And then nobody investigating it, that tells me that there's a conspiracy somewhere. Somebody's not doing their job. And that's why I'm here.
Okay. One thing I can tell you, certainly I haven't seen the video, and I wouldn't profess to be an expert on any of those things, but certainly one sign of mental illness is people believe that there is a conspiracy against them and that there is some person behind the scenes manipulating things that happen to them.
Really?
And unfortunately, I think the help that you need is probably not going to be here at the district attorney's office, but with a mental health professional.
Seriously? And what's your name?
Greg.
Greg what?
Gaines.
Okay. Mr. Gaines, I just got done talking to you for about 15, 20 seconds, and you've already surmised that I'm mentally ill?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yes.
And what makes you think this?
Yeah, well, your whole story about the big conspiracy and the police not investigating.
No, because they didn't investigate, and so you're going. I'm going to argue with you on that. I'm sorry.
Because they felt the same thing.
Really? So you're saying basically that the police are never corrupt, is what you're saying. The police are never corrupt and would not botch an investigation. They would not use their employment descriptions to botch an investigation. And when a target realizes the truth and the factual realities of a actual obstruction of justice concerning materials of discovery, that they're mentally ill for knowing the truth. And that's basically what I'm hearing from you.
I'm not going to say that's it.
Okay. I appreciate your time. Can I get your card by any chance?
Sure.
All right, you have a nice day.
Okay.
Okay, my name is Leslie Williams, and I'm going to briefly discuss to you and expose to you right now. Hold on a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a brief synopsis pertaining to the facts pertaining to this MTS assault that occurred towards me on October 10th, 2011. You can go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus. That's right. And you will literally see the video of me being altered. I'm sorry. You will literally see the video of me being assaulted, and that video is altered. Now I'm going to briefly explain to you how it's altered, and then what I'll do is I'll give you a term, some terms pertaining to what you can type in at Google, so you can see previously made videos and blogs explaining how it's altered and why they altered it. Now I want you to listen to every single statement that I make in order for you to be able to understand how the video is altered. On October 10th, 2011, I was at a bus stop. Stonecrest Plaza Walmart bus stop. When the bus arrived, I clearly seen because the MTS buses, they have this little electrical sign on the buses, and the sign is basically nothing but electronic text that rolls and repeats itself, so it'll literally show you what bus route this is. Okay? And so when the bus arrived, I seen that it was headed to Fashion Valley because that's what it said. So I got on that bus, and then once the bus started going, I seen that it made a turn off the regular bus route dedicated to 928. In other words, once it turned, I could see that this was not the Fashion Valley bus. I got up, and I stated to the bus driver, I go, what's going on? I got on the Fashion Valley bus. He goes, no, you didn't. You got on the, when it goes in the opposite direction, I think Kearney Mesa or something like that. I said, well, how do I get off this bus in order to reconnect with the 928 bus in order to take me to Fashion Valley? He told me where to get off the bus at, and then he told me to cross the street, stand on the other side of the street at the bus stop he even pointed to, and said, that's where you got to wait at. Now, I already knew what I seen on that bus at the bus stop when the bus was arriving, because I looked at the bus every single day that it arrived to make sure that I was getting on the right bus. Okay? So then I get off the bus and I walk across the street and I stand at the bus stop. And then I started sensing that something wasn't right, because I knew what I had seen on the bus. On the little electronic sign that shows what bus route, what direction this, because 928 goes in two directions, towards Fashion Valley, and I think the other one goes to Kearney Mesa or something. I don't know. I've been taking the buses for over almost a year and a half now because I moved. Anyways, so when I got off the bus and walked across the street, went to that bus stop he even pointed out for me to go to, I stood there and I started thinking to myself, this is wrong because I know what I saw on the bus. So then I waited like a minute and a half. Some guy came up and he started talking to me at the bus stop. And then so about a minute, within 1 minute of that bus arriving, as a result of me thinking about the situation, I thought to myself, something's going on here. So I made a statement in a hidden, running, recording tape recorder, stating something's going on here. Let's see if anything happens on this bus, the one that was about to come. Within a minute it came. I got on the bus. Within 5 minutes, the perpetrator got on the bus, and within 5 minutes after that, when I got up to leave to get off that bus, he assaulted me by trying to claim that I stepped on his foot. Now let's take a look at this. I got on the bus, and when I got on the bus, when it came, I got on the bus and went all the way to the rear of the bus and sat on the seats, okay? Because there's seats that are right at the back of the bus. There's a wall where the engine is at on the other side of the wall, where there's a row of seats for you to sit on that are going this way. I got on the bus, walked all the way to the very, very, very back, sat on those seats on the same side of the bus that the front door and back door is on. Also, that same side of the bus is where the rail that holds the mirror is on, which is right next to the back door. Then, as the bus route started going, the perpetrator got on the bus and sat on the same side of the bus that I was sitting on. There was also another individual that got on the bus who got on the bus, came and sat at the back of the bus across the aisle from him. Now, as the bus was going, once he got on the bus, he kept looking at me, playing around with his headphones, and then kept looking at me, giving me really dirty, demeaning looks. And then one time, he literally picked up his finger and went like this. That hand being directly next to where I was sitting at behind him. Okay, so what he did was he basically looked at me like this, then he turned and looked at the guy that was sitting across from him and went like this. and then looked back at me. Then as the bus proceeded to go forward, I was coming to my bus stop. So I got up in order to be able to walk towards the middle of the aisle and then press the cord. Okay? I got up, I walked past him, and then I started sensing something. Okay? And then boom! Okay, he blindsided me, hit me on the side of the head, that knocked me down on the ground, then he started, you can see in the video how hard he's hitting me. Then I get up, and then he kicks me back down. Okay? As I was down on the ground, I saw the bus driver go like this, with his hand. When that happened, then the guy walked back to start grabbing his stuff. I got up, and then that's when he kicked me. This video is nothing about, though, pertaining to anything the bus driver did or didn't do in reference to me requesting him to call 911, or the factual reality that my phone got jammed and would not power on until the perpetrator got away. Alright? What I'm trying to explain to you in this particular video is how the bus is altered in reference to the structure of the bus, in reference to the video. Now, I've already explained to you where I was sitting at on that bus on that date, where the perpetrator was sitting at and where I was sitting at. Now look at the video. You see me and the perpetrator sitting on the totally opposite side of the bus in reference to where we were really sitting at. You will also notice that periodically throughout that video, the back door is on the wrong side of the bus. That's right. And the rail that holds the mirror that's physically positioned right next to the back door is on the wrong side of the bus, and the mirror is backwards. They cut and altered the tape and rotated it and flipped it. Okay? Now, what did they do? And then the video is only 2 minutes long with no audio. Now, I've already made videos, okay, and blogs pertaining to how this video is altered. So all you got to do is go to Google and YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman exposes and or explains how MTS assault video is altered," and look for as much information on it as you can, because I think at least a couple blogs were made and some videos were made concerning it. That way I don't have to go into a long tirade concerning everything that happened and why they altered the video and everything. Now, once you look at this video extensively and meticulously, then go to YouTube and type in MTS San Diego Transportation, and then look at numerous different videos of the interior of an MTS bus that was taken by tourists and other people, students and stuff like that. You will then see in every single one of those videos that every single make and model of the MTS buses show that the back door is on the same side of the door that the front door is on. It's not on the opposite side of the bus. You will also see what side of the bus the rail is on that holds the mirror, and how the mirror is actually supposed to be positioned. In the video, it's on the wrong side of the bus along with the rail that holds it, and it's backwards. Do you understand what I'm saying? They had to rotate that section, the back door, okay, because they rotated me and him being on the wrong side of the bus. And so in order for them to do that, because he was sitting so close, actually where he was sitting at the day of the assault, he was sitting right next to the back door on the bench of the seats he was sitting on, and the rail is right next to it. So in order to flip and rotate him, they sliced it. So in order to flip and rotate him, they also had to flip and rotate that portion of the bus, because he was sitting right next to the rail. In the video, it shows him sitting a few seats down from the rail. Bullshit. He was sitting right next to the rail. So I don't know how they did it, but they superimposed it, they sliced it, spliced it, in order to make it appear that we were sitting on the wrong side of the bus. And just look at the YouTube videos and the blogs that were made pertaining to why they did it. And then you'll understand why they did it completely. Now, a professor by the name of Eric Pearson, who is a professor in communications who specializes in videos and images, he saw that assault video on the internet. Okay. Actually, what he saw was a snapshot of a still frame of the structure of the bus, and he could tell that it was altered just by looking at a snapshot of the still frame. And so he noticed it, he saw it, reviewed it, and posted it to a website called First Post. And I got the printout of it in my backpack pertaining to he was the individual that posted it to First Post. You can't find it now, but the day I noticed it, I printed it out. That's right. Now, you could take that video to any video forensic specialist or any video specialist and have them look at it. You explain to them how this video is altered, and then realize, and then that person will literally tell you that the video was altered, and the kind of format that the video that you're watching in reference to how it's multi-screened. What it is it's a video that shows different little pockets of screens. That's how MTS videos are set up, okay, on their buses and trolleys. So it gets a bunch of different angles and views, okay, pertaining to the event that's being videotaped. So there's no way that I or anybody, I don't even know anybody, could alter that video that MTS sent me, because it's an MTS video, which means that you can't hack into it in order to be able to alter it yourself. That's right. Undisputable evidence that they altered this video, and then you heard how I was treated by this little skank down at the MTS office. And then also you heard me mention to you how the San Diego police officers treated me when I pointed it out to them. Now, claiming that a targeted individual, I'm a target of organized stalking. One of the methodologies of organized stalking and gang stalking is to claim the target's delusional and or mentally ill. Now check this out. Go to Google. When you go to YouTube and type in "learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus," click on the About feature that's right below the video. That enables you to read what the video is about, as a result of the person who posted the video putting cooperating material in it. And my YouTube accounts are hacked as well. But listen to this. Once you click on the About feature, you will see a couple blogs, and I think maybe you might see another YouTube video in the About feature. One of the blogs was written pertaining to that assault. And within that blog, all you gotta do is click on it once you access the About feature. Once you click on it, you will see the blog will open up, and then you will see a word that is in the middle of the blog that says Assault 11. And what that is, is a attached PDF link that was named Assault 11. Click on that, and guess what comes up? It'll show a printed out and scanned email showing that I predicted I'd be assaulted either walking, riding my bike, or on public transportation on September 29th, 2011, and then 11 days later I was brutally assaulted on public transportation. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm a target, victim, and activist concerned with the criminal expeditions of what is known as organized stalking. And organized stalking, which can also be called gang stalking, is nothing but organized crime in the system at every level, the federal, state, and local level. Okay? And I was exposing them all over the internet. This assault also occurred within 36 hours of me going to the San Diego District Attorney's office on a different floor. Okay, that's where I was told to go to on that day. That was October 7th, which was a Friday, 2011, and told them that I was a gang stalking target, and that I even took some literature with them. I stated that gang stalking is directly connected to human trafficking rings, and that there was a great likelihood that the San Diego police and possibly even members of the fire department were involved. Within 36 hours later, I was brutally assaulted on an MTS bus. An MTS bus route I told them that I was being gang stalked on. And I got the audio file to prove it, because when I talked to them, I told them that. They were being recorded on that day. I gotta dig out that tape recorder, actually. Trust me, I got it. Now, this is an event that you will hear in reference to individuals harass me on a sidewalk. And as they're harassing me, they're saying gang stalk, gang stalking, and gang stalking, I'm gonna F you up. On a sidewalk, where I was riding my bike and then had to get off it and start walking it because they were obstructing my ability on the sidewalk to ride my bike. The September 29, 2011 email flat out states, as a result of me attempting to preparing to contact Senator Barbara Boxer, that there was going to be a great likelihood I'd be assaulted either riding my bike, walking, or on public transportation. 11 days later, I was brutally assaulted on public transportation, and then this event you're about ready to hear in reference to this guy, both of these guys, but one of the two guys says gang stalking, I'm going to F you up, as I'm riding my bike, and then I had to get off it and walk it. The screech you hear on this audio is my bike brakes, having to stop my bike and then get off the bike because they kept obstructing my ability to continue to ride my bike. While they're harassing me and threatening me, and while they're doing that, they're saying gang stalk, gang stalking, and gang stalking, I'm going to F you up. Just listen.
Wait on it. Hey, it's a little
Now, I got over 800 separate audio files of individuals getting around me every single day, everywhere I go, saying gang stalk, gang stalk, gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalking, gang stalk. Oh my God, we're crazy, gang stalk in that way. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. Now, this same method was caught inside the San Diego Police Department headquarters on July 24th, 2013, and then again almost 1 month later to the date, on August 23rd, 2013, inside the San Diego City Council meeting, the day Filner resigned. That's right. They opened up a meeting. It was actually called a closed meeting, which meant that you could attend the meeting, okay, and be in the chambers if you arrived at a certain time. Then once the meeting started, then it became closed to any other people that wanted to attend it. I got there before it started. I walked in there with the reporters. I was literally standing in the lobby waiting to go in with all the reporters. Hold on. Okay, I gotta shut this video file down because the battery's running low. So anyways, I attended this meeting. I walked up there with the reporters. I literally sat in the front row with reporters. I was the only person who wasn't a reporter in the front row. The public got up. They talked about how they felt concerning the sexual harassment allegations against Filner. The city council, and I got up too, the city council heard everything. They then adjourned and went in the back to talk about what they were going to do with Filner. At that time, I went and took a cigarette break. Once I had the cigarette and went to go come back in, they wouldn't let me back in. That's right. Then when they re-adjourned, that's when Filner came out and resigned. It was caught on video as it was happening around me, and audio file. The videos are already uploaded to the internet. Go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman Exposes gang stalking or human trafficking at San Diego City Council meeting. You'll find it. I gotta stop this video. Follow the instructions meticulously and closely in this video, and you will flat out in your face observe an altered video, which is obstruction of justice because of the altering of materials of discovery, which is evidence. And then listen, you heard how it was treated by the San Diego District Attorney's Office. It's sick. You're brutally assaulted, then you're sent altered evidence by the transportation service that aided and abetted in the staged retaliation, okay, which was the assault, and then you're told you're mentally ill for knowing the truth concerning it. This is the organized crime that's in the system. I do appreciate listening and understand. Labeling a target as being mentally ill is a method of gang stalking. Google it. I appreciate you listening, and have a nice day.